Right here back at you with another video. And the topics for this video is going to be, was there other people created besides Adam and Eve? Let's see what the Bible has to say. So Genesis 1 verse 27. Let's see what it says. Chapter 1 verse 27 of Genesis. Very first chapter. So God created mankind in his own image. In the image of God, he created them. Male and female, he created them. So this is back in Genesis chapter 1 verse 27. And let's go back to a couple verses before. Like verse 25, God made the wild animals according to their kind, the livestock according to their kind, and all creatures that move along the ground according to their kind. God saw that it was good. Then God said, let us make mankind in our image, in our likeness, so they may rule over the fish in the sea and the birds in the sky, over the livestock and all the wild animals and all creatures that move along the ground. So God created mankind in his own image. In the image of God, he created them. Male and female, he created them. 28, God blessed them and said to them, be fruitful and increase in numbers, fill the earth and subdue it, rule over the fish in the sea, birds in the sky, over every living creature that moves on the ground. So that's chapter 1, but let's go into chapter 2. Then the Lord God formed a man from the dust of the ground and breathed into his nostrils a breath of life, and the man became a living being. So does this mean that God created other people besides Adam and Eve? Because in chapter 1, verse 27 talks about him making man and woman. And then here, a chapter later, verse 7 is talking about him creating Adam. So does this mean that there was more humans besides Adam and Eve? I don't really think so. You know how movies, sometimes they're not like in order. There'll be like flashbacks in the movies. The movie won't start from the beginning. Sometimes start off from the middle. And they'll go back 24 hours earlier to show you what happened. So I pretty much think this is pretty much what the Bible's like. So back in Genesis chapter 1 verse 27, I believe that was Adam and Eve being created. And then right here, it's pretty much a flashback. It's just going back to Adam. So that's what I believe that this verse is. So it's going back. So God created Adam. So let's go back to chapter 2, verse 5. Now, no shrub had yet appeared on the earth, and no plant had yet sprung up, for the Lord has not sent rain on the earth, and there was no one to work the ground. But streams came up from the earth and watered the whole surface of the ground. Then the Lord God formed a man from the dust of the ground and breathed into his nostrils the breath of life, and the man became a living being. So I'm pretty much believe that this is just pretty much just a flashback, just going back, just like how certain movies go back to important events. Because chapter 1 pretty much rush things pretty much. I won't say it rushed things, but it just shows what happened in certain orders. So Adam and Eve were created on the sixth day. And this verse with Adam, it's the sixth day. This is when this happened. So Adam was created on the sixth day, and so was Eve. So when Eve was created, it was the same day Adam was created. So that's what the Bible points out. So Adam and Eve are technically the same age, even though that Adam was probably a few hours older. He could be a few hours earlier. He could only be, who knows, he could only be like 15 minutes older. I know one verse does say that he named all the animals, but it doesn't have to be in one day. He could have did it over time, and Eve could have helped him. So y'all gotta remember that. Just because the Bible say something happened, doesn't mean that it all happened at once. It could have happened over time. He could have named animals for days, weeks, maybe even months. He could have named animals as he's seen them. And I'm pretty sure Eve named some animals too. It don't say so in the Bible, but I won't put it past them if Eve named animals. Eve could have been like, hey, let me name the next animal. Could have happened. Now let's go to Eve's creation. Where was it? I didn't write it down. So let's go to verse 20 in chapter 2. So the man gave names to all the livestock, the birds in the sky, and all the wild animals. Again, it doesn't mean that it all happened in one day, like I said. It said he named them, but it could happen over time. But now, let's move on. But for Adam, no suitable helper was found. So the Lord God caused the man to fall into a deep sleep. Because obviously he would not want God to rip his rib off out while he was still alive. So the Lord caused the man to fall into a deep sleep. And while he was sleeping, he took one of the man's ribs and then closed up the plates with flesh. So what does it mean, close up plates with flesh? So obviously, remember the Bible was written like a long time ago. So I'm guessing he increased Adam's healing abilities, so he pretty much healed fast like Wolverine, I'm guessing. If you're a comic book fan, you know who Wolverine is. He heals pretty fast, so God could do that. He could increase Adam's healing ability, make him heal fast like Wolverine. And that's what I believe happened. Then the Lord God made a woman from the rib he had taken out of the man, and he brought her to the man. How did God do this? I don't know, but it's not important. It just says he did it. The man said, "This is now bones of my bone and flesh of my flesh. She shall be called woman, for she was taken out of man." And this is why a man leaves his father and mother and is united to his wife. And they became one flesh. Adam and his wife were both naked, and they felt no shame. So Adam, man, he pretty much had it made. He had no competition. He didn't even have to ask a girl out. He just fell asleep and he woke up married. And Eve was fully committed to him. Of course, there was no competition. So Adam was a lucky man. He woke up to a beautiful naked woman. I mean, I'm pretty sure there's a lot of guys that would love that. But anyway, back to the important subject. I was pointing out this question. I was answering the question. Did God create other humans besides Adam and Eve? I don't believe he did. I believe that when it was talked about verse, chapter 1, verse 27 was talking about God creating man and woman. Then again, it talks about him creating Adam in verse 7 of chapter 2, and then it talks about him creating Eve later on. I believe that all took place in that chapter 1, and God just going back over it. So my answer is no. I don't believe that God did create other humans besides Adam and Eve. Because obviously, if there was other humans created, you know what that would mean, right? That would mean not everybody's created with Adam and Eve. Well, back then at least, because obviously there was a big old flood that pretty much wiped out all of humanity besides Noah and his children. And we all know that Noah is a descendant of Adam. So, yes, everybody today is a descendant of Adam. But the question was there other humans besides Adam and Eve? And there's no evidence in the Bible that pretty much talk about there being other humans. There's are like some myths about Adam having another wife. I forget her name, but she is not mentioned in this Bible. So, from what I'm concerned, she don't exist. So I really hope that answers you people questions. Did God create any other humans besides Adam and Eve? The answer is no. There was only 2 humans. And another thing, there were other humans besides Adam and Eve. That would mean only Adam and Eve descendants will be affected with that sin. And those other people that didn't eat off that fruit, guess what? They want to be sinful. There'll be like 2 groups of humans. The ones that are like really sinful, and the ones that just don't commit sin because they don't have that inheritance of sin. So that's another reason to point out that there couldn't have been other people. It would be pretty interesting though, if there was like a group of people that was affected by sin and another group that was. It could have been an interesting thing. But it never happened. Because obviously, it was only Adam and Eve and they both ate that fruit. So, every human being that came after them was the sinner. Starting with Cain. And there's no proof Cain was even the firstborn, by the way. He's just the first one mentioned being born. He could have had an older sister. Because I know that somewhere in the Bible, Cain is pretty much scared that other people might want to kill him. When you talk about these others, I'm pretty sure he had other brothers or sisters, maybe even nieces and nephews that would have loved to avenge Abel's death. They would have loved to kill him. So these people are his own family he was scared of. So I hope you enjoy this teaching. If there's any topics you ever want me to go over, again, let me know. I'd love to go over it if I can. But there's every topic I don't feel like I could answer it. I just want to answer it. So, if you like this video, give me a big thumbs up, smash that like button. It'll help me with the YouTube algorithm. Because the more likes I get, the more this video will be recommended to other people. Because I want other people to see the word. And with that being said, have a blessed day. Bye for now.